Hi, I'm Carol. I have just started up my own Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blah blah blah, Cruelty Free Carol. Basically what I want to do is kind of promote the use of cruelty free products and skincare and beauty. By no means am I a qualified makeup artist. I like to experiment with makeup on myself. That really is about it. So if you want to see how I got this look, which actually started off as meant to be a really kind of everyday easy look, and then I got a little bit carried away thanks to Tarte Cosmetics and their lovely eyeshadows, and ended up with this look, which is a kind of glowy going out. Yeah, you could pretty much wear this anywhere. I wouldn't say it's an everyday look that I was supposed to go over, but yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Thank you. Right, we are going to start off with the primer. Now there are loads of different primers out there. I've got loads of favourites when it comes to primer. Again, you know, it just depends on your skin tone, the problem areas that you've got. I have got really large pores, which you can probably see here. I've got some really large pores here, really kind of combination skin, so my favourite primers for that would be the Dermalogica Hydro Bar Primer, or we have got the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer here. Both of these are really good for pores. I also really like the NYX Pore Filler Primer there, that's another really good one. Today I'm going to go with the Urban Decay, the Optical Illusion Primer. Just gives you a really nice base for your foundation. It keeps everything kind of nice and in place all day. It really does help with the pores. It just gives you a really nice finish. The only thing I can slight issue is maybe when you've got quite naturally glowy skin, this can mattify your skin a little bit, so you can then go ahead and put like a sort of glowy primer on top of it, and then you've still got the nice finish for your pores, and it's not all going to sink into that. So just what I was talking about, I'm going to go ahead with the NYX Born to Glow Illuminating Primer, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this over that primer, and that's just going to give me that glow back again that the other one's lost and it's broken. Okay, so it actually did come out of both ends there. Just go ahead and just put a bit of this more so away from my kind of problem areas where I've got the large pores. I'm just going to stay away from those areas more or less with this, and that just gives you your kind of glowy skin back again. Right, and now it's foundation time. So for foundation today, I am going to use, I can get that out there. I'm just going to push it back a bit because it's scary close. Okay, so for foundation today, I am going to use the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I got these when I was in New York. I don't think they're actually out yet, so I've got two different colours just depending on kind of lighter and darker, just one when I'm kind of tanned and one when I am pasty as feck. So we're going to go for the pasty one today. I don't know if you can tell, but yep, looking a little bit pasty. So what I'm going to do is just give it a really good shake. I've got like a little plate that I use, it's not meant for that at all, but I'm just going to put a couple of drops onto the plate. I really do like this foundation, it's really nice. What I'm going to do is take the Versali Rose Gold Elixir. Absolutely love this stuff. It's fantastic. Give it a really good shake, get those little gold flakes flowing. Just one or two little drops. That is literally all you need. You do not need to go crazy on this, otherwise you're just going to get really oily. I've got my Morphe foundation brush. It doesn't have an individual number on it because I got it as part of a set. These are the Morphe vegan brushes, so they come in a big set. I think there's like 25 brushes in it. I got them off, it was either Beauty Bee or Cult Beauty. They're really good, but if you buy a Morphe brush set, they don't have the individual numbers on it. So I'm just going to go ahead, mix that in a little bit, and then just dot it around before we start buffing it in. So I'm just going to dot that all around. So you're moving slightly. Right, and then we're going to go ahead and just buff that right in. Right, so once you're happy with the foundation, I'm just going to cover that big spot up there. Nice. We're going to go ahead and conceal under our eyes and any bits that you want to kind of bring light to your face too. Sorry, I'm just struggling here. So I'm going in with, of course, my favourite, which is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Light. And a little goes quite a long way with this product, so I'm just going to do it kind of under my eyes. And the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead as well. And then once that is on, I'm going to get my beauty blender and just bind that right into the skin, right under my eyes. Try not to stay in the one bit. If you've got a bit that's not going to blend properly, don't keep moving, and it just allows the product to blend a lot easier than if you were just concentrating solely on trying to desperately blend that one area. Just keep your sponge moving and you'll get that nice seamless blend. I've got our dog hair on my nose. Ugh. Right, other eye. So again, we're just going to keep moving. We're not concentrating on one area. And then again on the forehead. Now for some reason my forehead just blends really crappy. It doesn't matter what foundation I use, it doesn't matter what concealer I use, it doesn't matter what brush or beauty blender that I use, I just have a crappy forehead, I think. As well as being absolutely huge, it's crappy for blending. I don't know if you can see that there, but I always struggle to blend my forehead properly. But anyway, once you've got everything on and everything nice and blended, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of contour and bake at the same time. So I'm going to get my iconic London cream contour set, which, let's be honest, it has been used, but it's actually a great product. So I am going to take my Evo iconic London brush. I'm going to go in with a kind of mixture of this colour and this colour, and what I'm going to do is just from literally there to there, just kind of the end of my eyebrow upwards, I'm just going to make a funny face and put that in there. Same on that side. You're going to blend it out anyway, so it doesn't matter if you're not getting, kind of blend it up the way as opposed to blending it down the way, otherwise your contour's not going to look that good. I'm just going to go ahead and make myself look like even more of a weirdo than what I am at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to go back with my beauty blender and I'm going to blend this out and up. It's just blending out and up the way. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more definition in our face. The contour is started anyway. So we are going to go in and bake now. For baking, I like to use, the RCMA No Colour Powder. Again, all the products here are cruelty free products, and this one I believe is actually vegan as well. So it's the RCMA No Colour Powder. Really do like this powder. I've had it for about 6 months and that is what's out of it, and I use it all the time. Definitely value for money as well. It's not that expensive, but definitely value for money. So I'm going to just put that onto my old makeup pan, and I'm going to take my secondary beauty blender, which is damp, and I'm going to go straight into the loose powder there, and we're going to go straight under the eyes. You do look like a bit of a crazy person, but if you're like me and you do suffer from kind of combination skin, your T-zone in particular can be quite oily, then I find it really effective for me. It also kind of stops the products from, you know, I can't get the words out, Carol, but stops the products from setting into your fine lines under your eyes. I am mid-30s, so I definitely have some fine lines going on. And I also find a really good bit is just to do the sides of your nose, just with maybe not just as much product, but with the sides of your nose. You can go into your laughter lines as well. This will just minimise your shine. If you do have the same problems that I do, oily skin or combination skin, this will minimise the shine. And we're just going to leave that to set for a couple of minutes on the skin. It is called baking because technically, you know, you're kind of cooking your makeup. The heat is trapped in there by the powder, and it just helps everything to set a bit more. While that is on, I'm just going to, before I go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, I'm actually just going to add a little bit more warmth to the areas that I've already contoured. So for this, I am going to go in with another one of my Morphe vegan brushes, but again, it would help if I held it the right way up. Sorry, Morphe. I'm going to go in with my Morphe vegan brushes. Again, it's not got the number because it's part of a set, and I'm going to go in with the only thing I ever actually use this palette for, and I don't mean that in any disrespect, but it's the only thing I really like in it. It's the NikkiTutorials and Too Faced Powder Makeup palette. This here, which you can see has been well used, is a nice bronze colour, and it's called I Will Always Love You. No, it's not called I Will Always Love You. It's called something else, but I've wrote it off. So Chocolate Soleil, it's called. Sorry. So what I'm going to do is just under that, and I'm just going to just a bit more warmth to the sides I have already contoured. So this is the kind of old style Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. As you can see, I've hit the pan. This is the old style cardboard one. I do have one of the new ones, which is refillable pans, and it's also a plastic case, but I'm not using it until this is finished because I'm trying to keep it good and try to save some money so I don't buy it anymore. So again, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, which is really good. So you've got one end which is angled, which is really good for contour if you're not overly experienced at it like me, and then the other end is for the light bit of the palette, which is more for dusting on the light colours, so that's really good as well. So we're going to go in with the contour end. As you can see, my favourite colour would be this one, which is called Subconscious. So I use a little bit of the Subconscious and a little bit of the Shadow Play. I'm just going to keep it really close to my sides, either way. Just going to keep it really close to there. And I know you look a bit strange just now, but we still have the setting powder on, so I guarantee the contrast will not be as bad. If you're not used to contouring, you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, what is she actually doing? And I like to just bring it up a little bit so it's not so severe. And again, we're just going to go and do the same on this side, so we're just going to keep it really close here. Really close to the ear here. We don't want to end up with it way down here, and then you can just bring it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it exactly the same as what I did, keeping quite close to the hairline here, and the same on this side, again keeping quite close to the hairline. This is just quite a light contour. I'm not going hell for leather today. We're going for natural, and we're going to look like we have a slim jaw and just the one chin. And the same on this side. I do realise my facial expressions need some work. And then I like to follow the little, so you can see the shape of my chin, so I like to follow that up just to give the illusion of a sharper jaw than what I have. just for better precision, I am going to take the Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. It's got a really good point on it, you can get quite in depth there, and I'm actually just going to look in the mirror while I do this. So I'm just going to go in with the Subconscious colour again because it's the lightest one, and then I'm just going to go down one side of the nose. And continue up towards the eyebrow, and it might look a little bit mental just now, but we are going to blend that out. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Helps if you kind of pull your nose down. Unfortunately, I would love if this was sponsored by Kat Von D. I know it sounds like it is, but it's not. But I think our products are awesome, especially because there's so many vegan products available. Our products are cruelty free. I think, you know, our formulas are fantastic. She's really kind of hit the nail on the head. So we're going to use this brush, which is the number 20 brush there. It's got a really good head on it. And we're just going to wipe all this setting powder off the face. Okay, so back with my shade and light brush, and now we're going to go for the shades at the top of the palette. Now the two that I seem to hit pan on are Levitation and Lyric, so I like to just kind of go for it with the two of them. And we're going to go right down the bridge of the nose with that light colour in between the eyebrows, and then just anywhere roughly that we had the powder, I just like to highlight the other, sort of above the contour. I think you can definitely see the difference when you're using this palette. I really do like it, it's my favourite. So I'll put this back in its little coffin case, which I think is the cutest thing ever. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, bam, there we go. So we're going to put that back in its little coffin case. So, and again, this is a Real Techniques brush. This is well, it's actually the contour brush, but I use it for blush. So I'm just going to go in above where I've done that contour. This is just a really light colour and it's got a slight sheen to it, so I really like it just for something very natural, as opposed to when I'm going out, I've got the Morphe blush palette, which I would quite like to use, but those colours are super pigmented, so if you just want something a bit more natural, I would not recommend that one because I always have a bit of trouble blending, but maybe that's just me. So that's, once we've added it, just a bit of warmth to our cheeks now, so we've got the contour with a little bit of warmth on top of it. It is now time for eyebrows, which I tend to swear a lot while I'm doing, so I'm going to go ahead and do them off camera. For them I am going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills. The Dip Brow Pomade is my favourite. I don't know if that's even going to focus on that or not. Anyway, that is my favourite. I am going to be using the shade Medium Brown. And I'm also going to be using the double-ended Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, but the number has written off. Whatever one is the synthetic brush, not the animal here, is the one that I use. I'm sure it's either number 7 or number 14, but if you look on the website it'll tell you. So I'm going to go ahead and do these off camera and I'll be back in a little second. Okay, so I am back and hallelujah, I now have eyebrows. Not probably my best work ever, but they will do for today. Okay, so we're going to move on to eyeshadow now. I can't remember the name of it, and I'm going to use a couple of brushes. Again, these are all Morphe brushes. They're all from the Morphe vegan palette. I can't remember the name of the set. It basically comes in a set like this. So it's a really good value set. There's loads of brushes in it that I haven't actually used yet. There's loads of brushes that have actually used it, and then you can just wind it up and it's like a little case like that. It is off of, it's either Beauty or Cult Beauty. I think they both do them, and like I said, because it's the set, they don't have the numbers on the brushes, but this is probably one of my favourite ones. Is they're all vegan, so they're all synthetic hairs, but this has just got a really fluffy head just for blending and maybe doing your transition colours. So anything more intricate, I use one of the the smaller heads, but this one is really good just for doing kind of transitions. So what we're going to use today palette wise is we're going to use the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette, and we're also going to use the Tarte Maneater palette, which this is the wrong one because I actually have two and that one's not been used, so we're going to go ahead and use the one that has been used, and we can keep that one good. So yes, so we're going to use a bit of both of these colours. So first of all, I'm just going to go in with a kind of transition colour. I'm just going to get in with the colour Nudie. Oops. We'll do that again. I'm going to go in with the colour Nudie from the Ultimate Basics palette here. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to help if I could actually see in a minute. So we're just going to go focusing on the crease here. I'm going to go in with the Maneater palette, and I'm going to go in with this kind of pinky nude shade here, which is called Purr. I can't purr properly. So we're just going to go in with that same, I'm just going to keep the same brush as well, and I'm just going to go back into the crease with this colour. And you can see that it's quite pigmented. So I'm just going to need to be careful because I might have put just a little bit too much product on my brush. Yeah. It's a really pretty kind of, it's like a pinky kind of nudie colour. I don't know if you can see it there. And then we can afford to kind of bring this up a little bit further because I do like to bring my, oh nice, something on my eye. I do like to bring my eyeshadow up quite far. I put a little bit of highlight under my brow when we are done. So just bring that up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just save this brush for later because I will use it later. I'm going to kind of use the next one down, which is just, you kind of compare the two of them together, you see it's quite a bit smaller, just a bit more for kind of intricate detail. And I'm going to go in with this shade, which is called Hypnotic. And this time I'm going to focus just right on the crease. I don't want to bring this one up at all because it will be messy. So I'm just going to focus right on the crease here. And I can bring it down on the lid a little bit. Almost, this is kind of almost if you were going to start the basics of your kind of smoky eye. We're not going to go too far out there today. And just make sure that's really kind of well blended in with the other colour. That is better. And then I'm going to take the darker colour, which is Midnight, and we're going to keep to the crease. I say that and then I go wild, but we're going to keep to the crease. So just right in at the corner here, and we're going to bring it onto the lid. And then once we've not really got any product left, start moving it along a little bit. Hello Cooper. Hello Cooper. Hello. Okay. Here my dog is sitting on my knee right now. I see sitting on my knee, his head is sitting on my knee because he's huge. So we're just going to keep that to the outer corners. And I'm just really going to take this brush here and just kind of blend that out at the corners. Yes. Okay, so now we are going to just lighten up the inner corners of our eye, a little bit of brow bone. So to do that, first of all, I'm going to use this colour here, which is called Foxy. Foxy Lady. And I'm going to just take that kind of halfway along my eyebrow. In fact, I'm actually going to use my finger for this because sometimes your colour payoff is a bit better. So what started off as a really natural look is probably not that natural now, but we're just going to take that to just over kind of halfway along our eyelids here. And it's a really nice goldy colour off that. yeah, really nice metallic goldy colour off that, which is lovely. I'm just going to pack another little bit on. I always find it for packing things, nothing really beats your finger. And then I'm going to take my tiniest little one and I am going to go in with the big colour, which is kind of highlighted colour, which is called Lace, and I'm just going to go right into the inner corner here, just to highlight the inner corner of my eye, so it would be popping out at you. So we're just going to get those inner corners popping like it's hot. And just take another little tiny bit here and I'm just going to go right under the brow bone up here, just to highlight that brow bone a little bit. So this is the eye look. Yeah, obviously we still look like a bit like a crazy person because we're not getting any lashes or liner or anything on just now, but we'll fix that in a wee minute. What we're going to do is we're going to just bring some shadow down to underneath the eyes. You don't want to look at like everything's on top and there's nothing at all on the bottom of the lashes. So we're going to grab one of the smaller brushes and I'm just going to go mix in the Purr and the Midnight colours on this. I'm just going to kind of Purr and Hypnotic, I'm afraid. And I am just going to go ahead and smoke out that bottom lash line. It's up to you how much product you want to use and how far down you want to, or you're comfortable bringing it. I'm just going to keep it quite close to my lash line. Yep. And same on this side. And just get them to, at the ends you can almost kind of join it up. So that is done with our eyeshadow. We can move on to the second worst part of doing makeup for me personally. The second worst part doing makeup altogether would be the winged eyeliner. So again, I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera and I will be back in a wee second. Okay, so that is my eyeliner done. Of course, I used another Kat Von D product. It is the Tattoo Liner in Trooper. This is probably the only liner that I use now. So you can see my winged liner is far from perfect. I don't really claim it to be perfect. I haven't went massively out today. Kept it, as I said, tried to keep it natural. Not happening now. Then what I'm going to do is I don't really put any liner on the bottom because by the time I put my mascara on I think that's dark enough for me at the bottom, but you know, by all means go ahead and do that. Sorry, I have got my Jeffree Star Velour lip scrub on my lips at the moment. I absolutely love this product and my lips love it as well because I really need it. I've got really dry lips just now, so I like to put that on, sit with that on my lips. It's another vegan product and it's edible. Yum. Strawberry. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead, curl my lashes, put my mascara on. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. My mum actually just bought me this for my birthday and I absolutely love it. I can't believe I never tried it before. I really do like Urban Decay products, so I'm really glad I found this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that quickly just now. Okay, so that is my mascara on my top and bottom lashes. What you could just do now is go ahead and apply some falsies. What I'm going to do, I am going to use the Ardell. Hold on. These are the Ardell Wispies. Oh, I've lost one. Hold on. Okay, so that is the right one on. As you can see, I did get a little bit of glue on my eyelid, but I'll just go over that with a little bit of eyeshadow. Silly sausage. Once they are dry, once your glue is dry, you can get a little spoolie and just kind of brush them through if a couple of the lashes aren't sitting right in the right direction, but we're just going to roll with that for now. So we just add a little bit more glamour to the eyes, a little bit more drama. Okay, so all that's left to do is lips, a little bit of highlight and some setting spray, and we are good to go. So I've already used my Jeffree Star Velour lip scrub. Now I'm going to go in with my Pixi Beauty Nourishing Lip Polish. This has got like a little nipple head on it. I don't know if you can see that. The top is kind of bumpy rubber. Don't think it's rubber, but so we're just going to go and put that right over our lips there. And I like to just kind of rub it. I'm going to just make sure I've got all the scrub off my lips there. And everything is nice and smooth. I'm going to go in with a couple of the Kat Von D lipsticks, the Everlasting liquid lipsticks, and they are very matte, so if your lips are dry beforehand, I feel like sometimes it can emphasise that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D, the brand new Everlasting lip liners. I got 2 of these from Sephora for my birthday from my husband, so they were nice. So this is the shade Bow and Arrow, which is going to correspond with one of the lipsticks that we're going to be using today. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips. Okay, so that is, the lips are lined. And now I'm going to go in with the first of our 2 colours. So we are going to go, now I can't find it. Okay, so the 2 colours I'm going to use are the Kat Von D Everlasting lipsticks. I'm going to use the Bow and Arrow first, which corresponds with the lip liner that we just used. I absolutely love the Kat Von D products, not just because, you know, everything's cruelty free. She's got so many good vegan options as well, but I think her colours are fantastic, the pigment that you get off them, the longevity, is that word? Yep, longevity, the wear that you get off them is fantastic. Now you can have this as your completed look. I find that for my skin tone, this colour is just a little bit too dark on its own, although I absolutely love it when I'm tanned, but when I'm not at the moment it's just a little bit too dark on its own. So what I'm going to do, this is my favourite colour in the entire world. Every lipstick I think I own, I find a reason to put this on top of it. I know it's like a weird compulsion and I need to stop, but this is the Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipstick and the colour is Requiem, and it is my favourite. I think this is my 3rd or 4th. I absolutely love it, and I think that these 2 colours together just really soften it, and I do love them, so see what you think. Okay, so that is, as you can see, that is the Everlasting lip liner, then the Everlasting liquid lipstick in Bow and Arrow, and then the Requiem, and this is the outcome of it, and I just think it's such a nice colour, the 2 of them together. I was actually at NikkiTutorials doing Kat Von D's makeup where I seen these 2 colours together, and I thought, and she'd done it on Kat, and I thought, oh my god, I need to try that. And yeah, I absolutely love how the 2 of them look together. So all that we really have left to do now is a little bit of highlight. I'm just going to use a powder highlight today. I do have, one of my favourites is the iconic London Illuminator drops. But today, just kind of, I think I've got enough products on my face. Something that was supposed to be nice and natural has turned into kind of party. But I'm going to use the Tarte, which I also, again, I love Tarte Cosmetics because they are another certified cruelty free brand. They have a lot of vegan options as well. And I love this. This is the kind of mini, this is the Tarte Pro Glow 2 Go palette. I don't have the Pro Glow palette. I picked this one up in Sephora. I just kind of seen it at the till, at the little dangerous bit where they get you when you think you're finished and you're not. So I'm going to just use the colour. It's a really pretty colours in it. You can also contour with this, they're lovely, but we're going to use Gleam. And we're going to be gleaming. So we're going to take our Morphe G23 fan brush. This is a synthetic fan brush. We're just going to go into this here and we're just going to go straight down. Oh yeah. And we're just going to make ourselves look like the Tin Man. No, I'm joking. Just going to add a little bit of highlight there. I just don't know if you can see that, but yeah, we're gleaming. And the same down the other side here. And basically you just want to get the areas of your face that light's going to reflect off of, so you kind of high points of your face. We're not going to go mad and start doing everything today, but we're just going to do these, and we're going to do the tip of the nose, very tip of the nose, and a tiny bit down the centre, and then you can just do a little tiny bit across your cupid's bow if you want, just to give you a little bit of glow there. But we are going to keep it for that today. So yeah, that is it. That is the finished look. All I'm going to do now is go in with some setting spray. Now I just discovered this setting spray from Pixi. It is the Makeup Fixing Mist. I'm a good fan of Pixi. I love their glow tonic. I love their mud mask as well. So really wanted to try this spray. I also bought the Pixi Sun Mist SPF 30 because I'm actually going on holiday soon, so I'm really keen to try that out as well, just to see how it is. I really wanted to get a cruelty free suntan lotion because it's something that I never really think about, and I always just pick up the usual one on the shelf, the blue one with the yellow lid. I can't remember what it is, and then I never really think about things like that. It was the same with deodorant and hairspray and other things, and shampoo and conditioner. It does all kind of, you know, you don't even realise you pick up a product, or toothpaste, you pick up a product and you just think, you don't even think about it. But if you do want to make the switch to cruelty free, obviously you can do little bits at a time, or you know, decide that you want to change everything. Either way, whatever works for you. So anyway, I'm going to move back a bit so I don't soak my camera, and we are just going to spray this everywhere. And if you think that you've done too much, you won't have. Like, I don't think you can ever do too much. Really like this. I've tried this a few times now, and there's not much out of it, so it looks like it's going to last me quite a while, which is good, because the last thing we want is for products that only last you about 2 minutes. So that is it. That is the finished look for today. I'm just going to fix this mop of a hairdo. If you have any questions, if there's anything else you want to know, cruelty free, kind of vegan products, please do not hesitate to leave me a little comment and I'll get back to you. By no means am I an expert, but all I can do is tell you the experiences that I've had dealing, wanting to change over products, and hopefully make it a bit easier so that you don't have to do what I didn't have to constantly research every single company that you wanted to try. But thank you very much for today, and I'll see you soon.